Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Keir Starmer's Churchill act is nauseating. He's more like Captain Mainwaring. Opinion. Is anyone else as sickened as I am watching Starmer's unashamed politicking over Ukraine? Is anyone buying for a second this faux elder statesman act where he's talking like he, single-handedly, is putting together a peace plan for Ukraine? Who the hell's he trying to kid? Starmer has got absolutely nothing to do with this peace plan, which will be negotiated by Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. And no one's happy about that, but it will bring this bloody 3-year war to an end. But it's Starmer's gesture politics and his naked attempts to look like a key player in ending this vicious war that's nauseating. Because what he's actually doing is trying to rescue his battered reputation as the worst PM this country's ever had. He's using Ukraine to try to convince us that he's really up to the job when everything he's done these last 8 months makes clear he's not. Don't miss, Meghan Markle's Netflix show is proof Sussexes only want to save themselves, latest. And while he's playing the new leader of the free world, he doesn't have to deal with our flatlining economy, the rocketing immigration crisis, the fact that businesses are going to the wall because of his brutal tax rises, and the recession which is almost upon us. No, he can just swan around shaking the hands of other flailing European leaders like Macron, who is as unpopular in his own country as Starmer is here. We heard this week it's likely he and Macron will go to the White House with Zelensky soon. Why? To hold the hand of the brave warrior who's been leading his country's war effort for the past 3 years and who frankly doesn't need his hand-holding. Starmer might be kidding himself that he and Macron are playing a major role here, but the truth is their only job is to convince poor Zelensky to accept the carve-up of his country and to hand over his country's mineral rights to Trump. All this talk of him putting British boots on the ground in Ukraine is just hot air because he knows full well that Putin will never agree to a peacekeeping force. This is a man who can't protect the borders of his own country, yet he's shouting about how he's going to protect Ukraine's borders. Britain has just 56,000 deployable troops, so just how many boots on the ground does he imagine we could provide, and at what cost? We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. And why isn't anyone in Parliament attacking him for these rash promises and his totally unrealistic plans, which are especially unrealistic, as Trump has already said he will not, under any circumstances, put troops in Ukraine, as has Poland. So why is Starmer promising to send young British men out there to possibly die when America won't? And why is he telling anyone who will listen that Ukraine is on the road to NATO membership when it's a million miles away from it? This is precisely what he did to British voters. He made promises he never had a hope in hell of keeping. And just say Putin did accept a peacekeeping force, which he won't, what would it look like? Zelensky has already said nothing would work without U.S. involvement and that he'd need 200,000 troops to patrol the Ukrainian border. Europe, as a whole, has said that it can only provide 3 brigades of troops and only 15,000 at any one time. So what the hell use is that? Does Starmer imagine that piddling little army would deter Putin if he wanted to invade again? It wouldn't, not for a second. And would these peacekeeping troops be equipped or able to fight? Of course they wouldn't. Which is why everything Starmer's doing now, the grandstanding, the big promises, walking around in miliary flak jackets looking like he's already on a war footing, is all about making HIM look good and like he's doing something relevant when he is. Starmer elbowed his way into these peace talks to try and convince people he has a key role in them. He clearly thinks he's channeling Churchill when the rest of us see him as channeling Captain Mainwaring in Dad's army. The man's an idiot who's fooling no one as to his reasons for involving himself in this peace deal. And it's shameful he's trying to make personal capital out of Ukraine's desperation. The humiliation of Zelensky last week was a godsend for Starmer. It allowed him to charge in and look like the strong, but kind-hearted leader as opposed to bully boy tactics of Trump and Vance. Nothing Starmer does in the coming weeks will make a damn bit of difference to the outcome in Ukraine. The cold, hard fact is that neither Britain or the rest of Europe can afford to fund Ukraine's war effort. Nor are they, or we, prepared to send young men to die for Ukraine. And watching Starmer milk this hellish situation, for all it's worth to try and repair his battered reputation, is repugnant.